You'll leave me back for another episode of Minecraft Survival Games. Today we're playing on the map Auto Grill. I've actually never played this map before, not even on stream or off camera or whatever. I'm not in my hoodie anymore or like my Mickey Mouse hat. I'm back to having my spiked up hair, so that is all good for those of you that were missing my spiked hair. Not like anyone was leaving comments or anything about it. You guys didn't really seem to care, but I do. But anyway, in today's video, I want to talk about how I became a gamer. And you know, like, gaming is just something like you either like it or you don't. You either grew up with video games and like you were always playing them or whatever, or they just weren't a part of your life. There's kind of no in between. Well, except maybe my brother. But anyway, I'll give my video game backstory. So my audience for my YouTube channel, I'd predict is between 9 and 14 for the most part. I don't think I'm wrong by saying that, but I think for the most part, you guys are 9 to 14 years old. And you guys grew up when the internet was kind of a thing, but when I was growing up, the internet was very, very, very slow. And no one really used it for gaming. The internet was not for gaming yet. And this is before the era of, like, mini clip and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, my console of... well, up until I was about 4, I didn't need games to entertain me. I actually used to love reading and, like, solving math problems and workbooks for whatever reason. I just really liked that stuff, and I had toys or whatever. But once I figured out how games worked on the computer, I started playing. My console of choice was a Windows 95 computer. It was the family one. It was in the guest room of our house for whatever reason, and my brother and I spent a lot of time on that computer. We would play games on discs, like CD-ROM games, you know what I mean? They just go into your optical drive and you play them, and there were some really good CD games that we had for the PC. I better remember where this is for future reference. Side of the map we on? Northwest. Okay, so anyway, some games in particular I remember were Oregon Trail, which the goal was to get, your party from the Midwest over to the state of Oregon or California for the gold rush that was happening in the 1850s, 1860s, just like the historic Oregon Trail or whatever, and you would run into the same conflicts that the people on the actual Oregon Trail ran into, like someone would get sick, part of your covered wagon would break, you had to shop in towns and all that stuff. It was a very fun game and was like good because it was kind of educational at the same time. It's one of those games that kind of disguised it. There were many different versions of Oregon Trail. My brother and I had 2 of them. And it's a very fun game. It might sound kind of stupid because it's a history game. But if you've never played it, you haven't experienced it. Everyone loved it. We actually played it in computer class one time in 2nd grade. To learn about, like, Oregon Trail because that's what we were studying in, history. So, that was one of the games. We also played Zoombinis a lot. Zoombinis was not a very popular CD-based game to my knowledge. It was just like a logic game, puzzles, like, it appealed to my brother and I since we liked math, logic, and puzzles a lot. It's one of those games that's fun but educational at the same time. You basically have to get these weird blue things with different attributes. Like, they have weird hair, weird nose colors, and, like, weird feet or whatever. And you gotta get them from one side of the game to the other, and you gotta complete puzzles to do it. It's a lot of fun, but difficult to explain without having seen it yourself. Another one was Frogger 2. I cannot find a chest. Another one was Frogger. Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. Did this guy just not complete the trees here? There's like 1, 2, 3. He just straight up didn't finish. Anyway, Frogger 2 is one my brother and I played a lot. For those of you that don't know, Frogger is basically a game where you control a frog, and the objective is to make it to the goal as fast as possible, without getting hit by stuff like cars, falling into water, just obstacles. It's just kind of it's just a game. Like, look it up yourself. It's a very popular game. So that was all good. And then what happened was my brother and I, when we were about 6, I'd say, our Uncle Mike came down to visit, and he gave my brother and I both Game Boy Advance SPs. I had a silver one, my brother had a blue one. Played a lot of fun games on those. I don't remember a lot in particular. I know there was a SpongeBob game we had, Fairly Odd Parents Enter the Cleft, Jimmy Neutron, what else we have? We had a Rugrats game, which was kind of fun. Madagascar, I remember playing that a lot. A lot of fun Game Boy games. And yeah, so that was all good. You serious? We can't have a weapon? Okay, so kind of screwed here, but continuing on. So that's what we did for Game Boys, and we got DS's a bit later on, but I'll get to that in a sec. In 2005 is when I got my first actual console. It was the Xbox 360. Some of you might have heard of it. But at the time, in 2005, the Xbox 360 was brand spanking new. I mean, so new that when I got it for Christmas, I had not heard of it yet. I had just straight up not heard of it. And considering it's one of the most famous consoles that we know today, it's actually pretty surprising that I didn't really know what it was. Okay, I'm not gonna kill this guy. I don't have the resources to kill him in water, especially since he has a bow, so I'm just gonna get out of here. But yeah, that was, the Xbox 360 was a lot of fun, but you guys know me. I'm not someone who enjoys, first-person shooter games. In fact, on the Xbox 360, my parents didn't even pay for Live. My brother and I didn't even really want Live, and we had a lot of fun on that system. My brother and I would do a lot of games together because there were a lot of co-op games. The ones we played in particular were, Lego Star Wars. Oh my god, Lego Star Wars. That is just such a throwback. For those of you who've never played the Lego games, they look and seem stupid, but you gotta play them. They're fun. Like, it has like they're fun. It's puzzle solving, you collect stuff, a lot of replay value. The games aren't too hard, but you know, they're fun. They're fun games. They aren't the easiest thing ever, and they stay true to the story pretty well and all that stuff. We also did Lego Harry Potter, both of them, 1 through 4 and 5 through 7. I like those games because my brother and I could play them together at the same time. And, it was just fun. We got 100% on the Star Wars and both Harry Potters. And then, the other Xbox 360 game that really stands out to me is Cameo, Elements of Power. Oh my god, this was not a popular game, but to date, this is the best single-player game I've ever seen. It was very well designed. It looked great on the new Xbox 360. I'd never seen anything like it. I cannot describe to you how cool this game was. I think it was one of the first rated T games on the Xbox 360, and to my knowledge, it was one of the launch titles, or at least very near the launch titles. Basically, here's how the game went. It's gonna sound very stupid when I describe it, but it's cool. You're basically this badass fairy named Cameo, whose family gets captured by an evil giant troll named Thorn. And basically, you gotta complete the game to rescue your family members back. But to do it, you got to, switch through 10 different forms of Cameo to make your way across the game. Because you have to travel across all sorts of different terrain and solve different puzzles and stuff. And it's a very long game. And what I mean by different forms is like you switch to a dragon that breathes fire, a blue squid that can swim and shoots water. There's this guy called 40 Below who rides down ice slides. There's this weird plant thing called Pummelweed that's like high AF and he like beats the crap out of people. This guy's like made of rocks named Rubble and like he just shakes and explodes. Holy jeez, it is like it's the greatest single player game I've ever played. Just look at some gameplay of it. It is so much fun. And it's a long game, too. If you plan on 100%ing this thing, I'd say it would take about 16 to 20 hours. And it's fun. Like, there's no boring sections of the game. It's all so much fun. But if you just want to make it start to finish, it's like 10 or 11 hours. So it's still, like, pretty good in terms of length if you want just a long, fun game that... Oh my god, it's just such a masterpiece. Sorry about having that, like, nostalgic moment just come back to my mind. The game's called Cameo Elements of Power, by the way. Cameo for short or whatever. And it was so much fun. They were gonna make a Cameo too, but it got canceled due to unpopularity with the first game. It's just not a game that was, like, publicized that well. That's pretty much what I'd say about it. And man, I did not find any chests this game. But that's alright. Okay, so, do I have any other food besides the Gap? No. There were some other games. Okay, so then, next thing worth mentioning is probably the DS. DS had some fun games. I remember a bunch of Mario and Sonic games. Like, there were Mario games, there were Sonic games, and then there was, like, the whole Mario and Sonic Olympics thing. And that was a lot of fun. There were also some other games I had on there. I'm trying to remember some of them. Well, I had, like, Mario Kart, Sonic Colors, you know, Sonic Rush Adventure. Those were some of the games I played. But trying to think of others. Backyard Baseball was one I remember playing a lot. Brain Age, that's a throwback. My brother and I had that one for some reason where you could do Sudokus or whatever as fast as possible. I thought that game was actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I just can't, it's just not coming to me a lot. The DS was something I know I played a lot of, but for the most part, it was Mario and Sonic games that, if you're a fan of Mario or a fan of Sonic, you probably own them yourself if you had a DS. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics was probably the one I played the most. Okay, but next came the Nintendo Wii, which was my console of choice for a long time. Yeah, I really liked the Wii. It had Mario games, Sonic games. The Wii is when I became a huge Sonic fan. I think I got all the Sonic games on my DS after becoming a Sonic fan with the Wii. I remember what made me become a Sonic fan was I just saw one trailer for the game Sonic Unleashed, and I thought it was cool because Sonic would run really fast, and it said, and like the commercial was like run really fast during the day, and then like turn into a werehog at night, which is like a werewolf. Sonic turned into a werewolf in that game, like attacked everything. Holy jeez, it was fun. And the commercial looked awesome, and I bought the game, and that's my favorite Sonic game, and I'm a huge Sonic fan, by the way, guys. So that was the game that kind of defined the Wii for me. I also played games like Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Sonic Colors, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Mario Kart Wii, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. What was some other games? Simpsons game, that was a good one. Yeah, and there were just some other weird, wacky games that my brother and I had, but they were all good. You know, the Wii was a very well-made... Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Disney's Epic Mickey, that was actually a really good, fun, long game. I don't even think I beat it. That was a really long game. And yeah, the Wii was very good. But then what happened was, my freshman year of high school, I had just played the crap out of my Wii and didn't really have anything left to play on it. Like, I had overplayed everything already. So it kind of was what it was. And it just was what it was, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't really have a game, so what I would do is I would download game. I had an iPad by that point, and, yeah, I had an iPad by that point, so what would happen is I would just, well, I don't have any things, so I would just, download games on my iPad, play the crap out of them for 4 or 5 days until I would either beat them or get tired of them. Oh well. I would play them, I'm almost done, by the way. I would play the crap out of them until I would beat them, and I was just bored. I didn't have, like, any main console or game system to turn to. But then I saw my friend at school playing Minecraft, but he was getting really into it because I saw that he was doing a Hunger Games style game inside Minecraft. So that was the first time I ever had, like, really sat down and seen someone else play Minecraft and see what the game was like. And I thought it was a pretty good adaptation of a Hunger Games video game, because I wanted a Hunger Games video game. You know, if they had, like, realistically, like, putting 24 people in an arena and making them kill each other was a pretty cool idea, and if they had gotten, like, the mechanics and, like, gameplay right, like, a Hunger Games video game would have been pretty cool, where, like, you're actually in the arena and stuff. But Minecraft was the next closest thing, and, you know, I got the game, and just played the crap out of MCSG for, like, a year and a half, and then started the MinecraftWithLiam channel, and you guys know the rest from there. So, that's pretty much my history of becoming a gamer. I talked about a bunch of games I used to play when I was younger, very nostalgic. I actually downloaded Lego Star Wars on my iPhone for, like, and bought the whole game. Like, all the in-app purchases or whatever. It was only, like, 13 bucks, but I have a ton of gift cards just for that nostalgia feeling, and I played the first 2 levels, and it still holds up today, so, you know, pretty good stuff. And yeah, I mean, gaming's just something I've always enjoyed, and that's kind of it. Sorry this commentary ran a bit long, and sorry I lost the game, but happens. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching today's episode of MCSG. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.